What's good and shalom, everyone. This is your boy Brandon Mashak of Incoming Kingdom. I'm here to reveal a little bit more knowledge to you guys. So, on the last video, we talked about what college universities had to say about Negro people before the slave trade started. Before that, we even talked about Christopher Columbus, what he said about us and our identity, and how he was looking for a certain group of people in the slave trade. Go back to that last video and see what I was talking about if you didn't. So now we're going to go through some of the sources of the Ish people who live in the Middle East, or what they call Israel today, and see in their own sources what they've said about our identity and who they believe us to be. We're going to go through the Babylonian Talmud, which is even more important to them than the Torah, which are the first 5 books of the Bible and the laws that ancient Yasharal, or what they call Israel, had. And we're also going to go through some other J-ish sources to see what they said about us and different Negroid African tribes that we even descend from, who they think their identity are. See what we can uncover about what these people had to say about us. Okay, so first off, from archive.org, we have the Encyclopedia of the Jewish Diaspora, Origin, Experiences, and Culture, from Avram Urich, page 451. In Nigeria, the Igbo may be descended from the southern and westward migrations of ancient Semitic peoples and later Jewish peoples from the Middle East into West Africa. There are 3 groups: Bnei Gat, or Gad, said to have descended from the tribe of Gad, the 8th son of Jacob; Bnei Zebulun, from the tribe of Zebulun, and the 5th son of Jacob, Bnei Manasseh. Bnei Ephraim are different from the other Nigerian Jewish groups as they live among the Yoruba, which Yoruba comes from the King Jeroboam or Jeroboam in the Old Testament. And most of the slave trade was made up of the Igbos. That's why many of us, when we do our DNA test, it usually says mostly West Coast Nigeria and Igbo or Bantu peoples. Haha. Now we're going to go to the Ish people's Babylonian Talmud, which is even more important to them than the Torah. This pretty much makes up their religion. Sanhedrin 94a, the William Davidson Talmud. The Gemara asked, to where did the Sennacherib of Assyria, from the Old Testament captivity of the northern kingdom, exile the 10 tribes? Marzucha says he exiled them to Africa, and Rabbi Haneda says the Salug Mountains. The Gemara adds, but those exiled from the kingdom of Israel spoke in disparagement of Eretz Yisrael and extolled the land of their exile. When they arrived at one place, they called it Shosh, and they said, it is equal Shaveh to our land. And then they arrived in another place and called it Amen, and they said, it is like our world, Amen, as Eretz Yisrael also called Benet Elim. When they arrived at the third place, they called it Shosh second, as they said, for one measure of good in Eretz Israel, 2 Teren here. So they said that these 10 tribes of Yasharal scattered into Africa. All right, so we got Letter to the 10 Lost Tribes, Safaria Community Translation. We're going to start in the middle here. The king of Israel, who sits upon the mighty throne and rules over the 10 tribes, whose settlement in the land beyond the rivers of Nubia, Cush, or Ethiopia today, who camp according to their banners, the tribe of Dan, Naphtali, of Gad, Asher, my people, the tribe of Issachar, who understand the movement of the celestial bodies, constantly involved in Torah study, and the tribe of Zebulun encamps at Mount Ephraim. And across them, the tribe of Reuben, Ephraim, Manasseh, the tribe of Simeon, may Hashem be with them, and their king. So literally, they're saying that they know that all these tribes of Israel are camped beyond Israel, beyond rivers of Cush, of Ethiopia, in Africa, in their own religious texts. Interesting. And need I remind you about the Jewish Encyclopedia, where Christopher Columbus literally says he was looking for the 10 lost tribes in America, aka Arzareth, from the book of Ezra 4. Either screenshot this or go back to my Christopher Columbus video and check that out. Let's go ahead and slap on top of that the Jewish Virtual Library and see what this offering means. Let's zoom in. We're going to skip to the end of the first sentence here. It is Morocco's winter and summer premier resort area. According to the Judeo-African tradition, our friend is regarded as the first site of Jewish settlement in Morocco. Many legends have been created about the ancient community of Afrin, whose first members are said to have arrived from Erez, Israel, before the destruction of the first temple of Jerusalem. A Jewish kingdom was set up there, which was governed by the Ephrat family named Ephrati. The Jews of this kingdom are said to have belonged to the tribe of Ephraim, one of the 10 lost tribes of Israel. More evidence. Interesting. All I'm saying is the deeper you go into these universities, these European, these Jewish sources, the more you find evidence of them saying that we were the original people of the Bible. But who am I? I'm just showing you the source. Don't argue with me. Argue with the evidence. If you want to support, go to getgainsgadon.com/incomingkingdom and support the line. Deuces.